Hey folks, nice to have you here. Turns out that I've got a little bit of spare time this Sunday, and I decided I wanted to build this totally overdue keyboard, which is the TheVan, the Alps version from, I think it's round 2 if I'm not mistaken. I was already in round 1 of the TheVan keyboard, and it was a pretty neat kit. I really love the way Evangs, the guy who runs these group buys, handled the group buy, and I liked it so much that I asked him for extras, and he actually had some for me, and I was able to get in after the group buy already started. So oh yeah, that's the one that was produced by Massdrop, and that's also the one that I got with Alps compatibility, because I'm a little Alps curious. Well, not, I've got a couple of Alps keyboards, but I always wanted to build like a custom Alps keyboard. And this is, yeah, one of the few kits that you can easily get with Alps compatibility. I thought it'd just be nice putting Alps on a like programmable keyboard, not just the boring, huge, I don't know, whatever they are, Omni-Touch things. Well, first of all, very nice packaging. They've definitely gone through some like improvements here from round 1, which was privately run, and a very small and neat group buy. This is now Massdrop run. You can tell that they've gotten a lot more professional. The first round that I was participating in actually had a handwritten note by Evangs, which I thought was one of the nicest touches I had in a group buy in a very long time. At this time they include this standard Massdrop cable. You either get it in white, blue, checkered, or you get it in black. It's a good cable, nothing to say for or against it. It comes with these standard Chinese screw-in feet to add a little bit of angle to the case. I'm a fan of angled cases, so I'll be using this. It comes with these scummy, crappy garbage stabilizers, which I hope I don't need. Oh, please don't tell me I need these stabilizers. Oh yeah, I need these. Okay, that's bad news. Let me check if I got some better ones. I thought I had some. Oh, sorry for that. Damn it. Plate mount. It says plate stabs, but it contains PCB stabs. Why do I have to do this to myself? Okay, yeah. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna get the full experience now, and I'm gonna go with the supplied stabilizers. Yeah. Ah, damn it! I don't have many Cherry plate mount stabilizers, so I guess that's the best we can do. It's gonna be a clicky board anyway, so the rattle is probably not gonna be such a big deal. Since it's Alps, it kind of needs a well-fitting plate. So this plate already dictates the layout that we're gonna be using. Layout is the so-called arrow layout, which means that on the right side here we've got a little arrow cluster, which I thought would be neat. Here's the switches. I think I'm a little late to the party. I think Blue Alps are way past their prime. But never mind. I should put on some gloves. You're totally right. Yeah. Give me a second. Okay, downvotes because of bad preparation. Let's get this going. Okay, I want to make sure that the pins are nice and straight. I don't want to be dealing with bent pins here. Let's check. Okay, it looks like all the switches have to have the pins oriented towards the top of the case. Sometimes they have like certain specialty switches that have a reverse orientation, but this seems to be pretty straightforward. So this is what I'm going to be doing. Just pushing in Alps. Although the plate has a very nice fit, I think it needs a good fit because you kind of need the plate mounting to hold the Alps switches in place. They don't have all this. They don't have a very strong connection with the PCB. Not nearly the same way that cherry switches do. Even the cherry switches that don't come in the PCB mount configuration with their 3 plastic pegs at the bottom, even the plate mount cherry switches come with one big chunky peg on the bottom, which kind of aligns them with the PCB nicely and kind of creates a slightly stronger bond there. It's at least what I feel. And with Alps, it's mostly just the two thin and flimsy legs that are going to be soldered in. So I want to make sure that the plate holds them nicely. So before building this, I actually looked at some of the keycaps that came with this. So this is a very nice option that this came with keycaps. So I have some DSA profile double shot keycaps with Alps mount that will perfectly support the layout options that we get here, especially the one layout that I'm forced to use with this Alps plate. And yeah, I've read about some issues with these Signature Plastics Alps stems when you put them into, I think it was Matthias switches. What the fuck just happened? It's a pretty... Oh no! Sorry, no. It's not the cutout, it's the switch. It's a bad switch. It had one of these little wings that, like this little wing here. This little wing here was broken somehow, probably during disassembly or something, and it just slipped through the plate. Nothing. It wasn't a weakness in the plate or anything. I think if I like this, I'm gonna be aiming at a properly mounted, at a properly plate mounted Alps kit soon. One day. Okay. Oh man, this is unfortunate. Like, what's this supposed to be? Okay, yeah, the stabilized keys, they don't snap in at all. There's no proper snapping in there. I wonder how this is done with retail boards that support these plate mount stabilizers. Okay, let's give it a look. I want to make sure that the legs are reasonably straight. I think it looks good. Let's try, see if we can fit this in. Okay, since the Alps legs are pretty fragile, like they don't have a strong leg like the Cherry switches do. They have two flimsy legs and they are often bent in the assembled boards. On the other hand, like we get a pretty nice flush switch alignment here. You can see it through these holes that were meant for the center pegs of the Cherry MX switches. You can see that all the switches just line up perfectly with the PCB. And this is like a really nice PCB. It's very well done, nice white traces, awesome golden contacts there. Like even the through hole for the Cherry MX pegs are golden. Super cute. Yeah. Okay, let's try out the legs. I don't want to go through the trouble of having to remove a switch here. Looks good, looks good, looks good. Okay, it looks amazing. Let's start soldering. Let's start soldering. Okay. Good old vent here. Okay, we're at temperature. Let's start. I'm gonna do like I'm gonna do a quick way of soldering these. I'm gonna be applying a little bit of pressure to the PCB, make sure that the PCB sits flat, because it doesn't have the same tension that MX switches have. So I'm not gonna be doing my 3-step soldering stuff here. Just going to be pushing the whole thing down a little bit to make sure that while I solder there's at least like spring pressure applied. The PCB is actually multi-layout, so you can tell if you have these vertically open holes here, then you usually have a PCB that is Alps and Cherry compatible. Cherry kind of offsets the legs a little bit more than Alps does, so you kind of need to open the soldering hole a little further there to support both switch types. funny enough, they still keep the same distance. So such a shame they couldn't agree on the exact placement of the legs. Could have made PCB design a lot easier, because this adding Alps support to these PCBs becomes a real pain when you have like standard layout PCBs that support various different versions of standard layouts, where you get like these super crowded bottom rows. So yeah, we don't see many universal PCBs these days. I think it's my personal impression. I might be wrong. Maybe there's tons of universal PCBs, and I'm just not in the market for them. But yeah, I've seen a few. I think the plank was one of the few other ones that came with a universal PCB and had like Alps support all the way. Before people started making keycaps, especially for these exotic 40% layouts, usually when you build one of these 40% keyboards like a plank or a minivan, the keycaps were pretty were just mixed stuff that you took from another standard layout keyboard and just tried to fill the gaps whichever way you could. So people weren't expecting a perfect matching keycaps. They just wanted to have caps to fill the gaps. So this is probably why Alps switches were more popular for these 40% builds, because generally you're gonna have a problem getting nice, suitable keycaps for custom keyboards in Alps, unless you specifically recreate a particular vintage keyboard design, and then take the keyboards from such a vintage keyboard. Then you take the keycaps from such a vintage keyboard and put it onto your modern Alps project. Otherwise, you're gonna have a very hard time finding modern, custom, flexible Alps keycaps. So yeah, since with 40% kits for the longest time, people were wildly using either blank or non-matching keycaps just to get the gaps filled. I guess they kind of gave a little room for people just using random Alps caps then instead of MX caps, and just do the same thing. You didn't have such a benefit from MX caps that you got on most other layouts. Like if you want to build a 60%, no matter what layout you choose, no matter how crazy you go, you're gonna have tons of different MX-based keycaps available to fill this keyboard and just go with the perfect colorway and keycap profile and everything you want. Well, then again, nowadays you can also get very nice 40% keycaps in Alps. Oh, sorry, in MX compatibility. And there's actually been one custom keycap set with Alps compatibility that even included international kit, and it was also run by Evangs. I don't know. I'm sorry if I pronounced the name. If I mispronounced the name, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to be disrespectful. So yeah, he ran a keycap group buy for a set that was pretty much like this, but with a lot more options, covering tons of layouts, including a international kit, and he even pushed the international kit into the, let's say, exotic keycap set, and kind of helped make it possible. So that was a nice move. And yeah, I think it was called DSA Light Cycle. So that was one of the few chances to get custom Alps compatible keycaps with multi-layout support and even international support in a modern color scheme. So yeah, apparently there's some issues with these DSA keycaps and some switches, and I tried it out before. I don't know if I mentioned it. I think I got carried away. I searched for it, and there was someone on Reddit making a post about this, about what you gotta do. Oh shit. Don't tell me I had to put these in before I soldered. No. Oh yeah, wait. Oh no, I can still put these in. I just can't put the switches in. Okay, let's try this first. Okay. I just hope I'm right here. I don't want to be desoldering this. Okay, yeah, there we go. There we go. Well, you can do the flimsy test. They make a flimsy sound. They're cheap counterfeit. So yeah, I just have to desolder the two switches and get the ability and have a chance to replace them with some nicer stabilizers. So that's the nice thing about it. I just gotta find some nice vintage cherry stabilizers, plate mount for this. Whew, oh wow, that was intense. A little bit too much. With too much tension for a Sunday afternoon. Oh yeah, and I'm getting poisonous fumes in my face. Okay, there we go. Two more switches for the stabilized keys. Okay. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I just want to make sure that they align perfectly. So what I'm gonna do is gonna solder one leg. Looks good, right? Like I think I nailed it. Okay. we'll find out when I put the keycaps on and we've got some tension there, or the stabilizers don't run smoothly. Good. Yep. Okay. Okay, that should be it. Now, next thing, something I realized I didn't want to mess up, was attaching the feet. One thing I should really start remembering is you always start with the stabilizers. You don't want to be left with a half soldered board and then realize you forgot the stabilizers. Well, then again, most people probably don't just sit down and start a live stream on a Sunday afternoon and have a little more preparation work going into it. But still, if you build enough boards, one day you are going to realize you forgot the stabilizers. Oh, that's pretty neat. Really sits, feet really sit in the corner there. Well, yeah, let's try this. So yeah, on this side, the feet are like kind of going over the boundaries, and on this side, the other side, this is like the perfect fit, if you ask me. And the other side's got like, I don't know, a fraction of a centimeter there. Yeah, I'm not going to complain about that. It's just vanity. Okay. Little bumpies. I'm just trying to get done on the other side of the board now. So I want to put on the bump on feet. Come on. There we go. Okay. Okay. Here we go. Nice fit, I think. For these tiny screws, I'm going to take off the gloves. I realize I don't need this anymore. These mounting points are quite nice, if you ask me. I would like to have one here. That would be nice if I could get another mounting point down there. I'm going to show you in a bit why. It's just the problem with these tray mounted kits where you got like PCB mounted to a tray, then you got a nice little plate trying to like hold it in place a little bit. Okay, that's just no. Okay, it's pretty solid. Yeah, there's not much to wiggle around here, making this fit anything more perfectly. I think the screws kind of narrowed it down to less than anything close to a millimeter. So yeah. Oh, yeah, I didn't check the PCB. Damn it. Lazy me. Let's try this. Okay, let's give it a shot. I'm gonna here. Okay. Okay, that's a layer key. Layer key, shift. Another layer key. Oh, damn it. This key here, what does it do? I might have missoldered one key. Unfortunately. Give it a shot here. Oh, this might not even be a key part in the original layout. Ah, yeah, let's just assume I did everything right. And continue. Yeah. Well, so generally, like all the keys are working except for this one. It doesn't do much. It's not configured. It's not configured for the arrows layout. So, meh. Here's the original keycaps that came with it, and I tested a few, and they looked okay with my switches. Now, where's the layout that I wanted to do? No, that's not the one. Yeah, I kind of need a picture of a layout that I wanted to replicate. Oh yeah, there we go. Okay, here's a lot of keys. Okay, let's start with this one. This is gonna be fun. Oh man, don't break my heart. Okay, here we go. Oh, very nice. Oh, here we go. Who invented these stabilizers? Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's supposed to be loud, so that's okay. Okay. Oh yeah. Arrows. Facing up. Oh yeah. Yeah. kind of arrows. Arrows kind of, you can rotate them 180 degrees, but not 45 degrees. So here's the problem that I have with, oh, what the, no. Yeah, good job, Signature Plastics, thanks for another down arrow. Yeah, you can't rotate them 90 degrees like you can with Cherry MX keycaps. I know that the spec says that it's only like 180 degrees rotatable, but like practically you can rotate them 90 degrees, and Alps are just 180 degrees rotatable. And yeah, Signature Plastic doesn't take this seriously enough. And here's why I think this area down here is needs another mounting point, because look at this. Can you see this? Yeah, this whole part moves. You get this when you have tray mounting with an aluminum plate. Aluminum is just not strong enough for this kind of scenario. It's, yeah, I don't like it. Gonna leave this corner down here free floating. Like this is close enough. This screw, like this mounting point, is close enough to kind of support this corner, also for this corner, but having these two mounting points support this key down here is not enough. You need a steel plate, or you need another mounting point down here to get this corner covered here. Yeah, it's a bit of a letdown, but yeah, nothing I'm gonna be too unhappy about. Oh yeah, I kind of just googled Alps minivan and looked for a nice example of a build for this, and I found one, and I'm just gonna use this. Thanks whoever did this. Oh. Huh. Oh, I probably need different cap here. This one. Oh, probably messed this up. 40% layouts. Yeah. Yeah, I think we need to change this. To this, and we could put this here, and then we could put this here. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Are we there? No, we're not there yet. Oh, now we're there. Yeah, much better. So, like this is my this is arrow downs for Signature Plastics crap quality control. Like their QC is a one-eyed monkey with a stroke could do better quality control. Yeah, I'm just going to use some of these fancy, funky caps here. These caps might all, like a lot of these caps might change once I get into programming, and once I get into programming this board and make it like more suitable for my personal preference. But yeah, for me, I don't seem to be having any issues with the keycaps. They just slide in really smoothly. And that's pretty nice. Oh, this one's a beast. I'm gonna break anything here. shot. Give it a closer look. Push it in. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I just got I got a little bit of German flavor there. Gonna make it a, like, I know it's a messed up quartz layout, but still want to make it quartz. Here we go. Oops, that's not. Nope, everything's good. Hey, that's pretty neat. That's some German caps here. Like, this might be supporting more layouts than I'm thinking. That's pretty cute. Yeah, so yeah, don't take this layout for my final version. I'm just building what I'm seeing on screen right now from some dude who kind of built this. And thanks for building this. Oh yeah, let me see who built this. Give me a second. I don't wanna lose it. This is the first time I realized the initials of GeekHack, GH, are right in the center of my keyboard. Damn it. How did I not realize earlier? Okay, pretty cute. Quite a lot of keys left over for tons of other funky layouts, I guess. Oh yeah, it's gonna take some time to get used to this layout. I like the arrows down here, maybe. I don't know. I thought it's a funky idea when I ordered it a year ago, maybe. I gotta say, the switches feel a little underwhelming on such a solid construction. I don't know. I'm generally not a fan of these artificially clicky switches that are like pretty much not buckling spring or beam spring. I cleaned them. I didn't bend the clicky leaf anyway special or anything, so this might improve the type feel. Yeah, I think the click kind of gets lost in the solid mounting here. We have, is it such a solid mounting? Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really blown away. I was hoping for a little bit more. I was hoping to be struck a little more here. But then again, yeah, I guess I'm just not into clicky switches enough. I guess I just don't want clicky discrete switches like MX switches or Alps switches. I guess I don't want them to be good enough for me to enjoy this. Yeah, I'm gonna. There's a little switch missing up here for the question mark. Neat little kit. I think the kit's pretty nice. This is what I don't like about the kit. It's kind of mounting points not perfectly well chosen. The quality of the case, anodized, the finish, the packaging is pretty epic. I would say first grade. These generic China screw-on feet here are I think that's just a standard Massdrop thing you get, and the placement of the screw here isn't as well done as I was hoping, but that's just nitpicking, like splitting hairs. Maybe it's just the screw is a tiny bit off center. It's very hard to see here. Yeah, but you get an impression. It's just such a sleek and slim design that you notice stuff like that. The USB port cutout is super nice. I'd rather have a generous USB cutout than have a sporty one that kind of gives you trouble with when you mount it. And I think this is actually lasered or printed on, and it's not a sticker, so this is nice. It's got a serial number here, 114. If you ever see the serial number 114 minivan for sale, it means I either got robbed or I'm dead, because I don't sell my customs. Yeah, and this might not make it into the list of customs that are supposed to be buried with me. So yeah, it might end up on the market once I pass the bucket and my kids become some senseless little cash grabbers and sell all these sacred keyboards that I built for clicks and views. Thanks very much for watching. It's been fun spending my Sunday with you guys. Yeah, thanks very much, and take care.